It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Welcome to the Labor Day episode of the Mike Prince Show. Of course, it is our mission to try to bring you some news you can use, and today is no exception to that rule. Follow me on Twitter, X, at the Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And you can always visit our website, obnradio.com, to listen to our 24-hour stream. And with all that being established, let us jump right into today's episode. Well, we have some exciting news for you. We are in the middle of our popcorn fundraiser by way of Double Good Popcorn. And due to the fact that it is the Labor Day, we are allowed one extra day. And I must encourage you to visit that pop-up store on our website or to the link that'll be connected if you're watching by way of YouTube or listening by way of YouTube, to help us push toward the goal. Now, we are a bit underneath our goal that we were striving for, so I'm encouraging, if you could today, go and help support the cause. You visit the website at obnradio.com, or you can simply click on the link attached to the YouTube attachment. Well, what a weekend it has been. We know the excitement that happened with that 38th annual Labor Day Classic, Prairie View winning in overtime 37-34 after being down 17 points. What a heartbreaker for the Tigers, and what an elevator for the Panthers. So the Panthers will next be ready to take on the Abilene Christian Wildcats on the campus. That kickoff time will start at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We want to thank those who did join us with our live broadcast on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can always go back and check out the rebroadcast on the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Well, the Panthers, as we mentioned, came down from 17. A lot of good things and characters shown throughout that, but then there are some things that must be addressed and tightened up, and we'll address those with Coach Bubba McDowell when we get a chance to get with him. The other big game over the weekend was FAMU and Jackson State. Now, Jackson State coming off a huge emotional win over South Carolina State and Coach Buddy Pugh. And the Jackson State Tigers stumbled, especially in that first half. Down 21-0 at the half. And ultimately, FAMU had control of this game from start to finish. And the question is this the Jackson State team we're going to see? Or was it just coming off such an emotional start for Coach T.C. Taylor and things kind of tapered out? So right now, they got to get past that, and they'll get ready for Texas State, who, by the way, pulled off a huge upset themselves this past weekend. They defeated Big 12 opponent Baylor. So it is a lot of emotion that's going to be spilling over from that one. Can Jackson rebound and be the spoiler for Texas State? We'll see later on this week. Another surprising finish over the course of the weekend was Alabama State victorious over Southern by the score of 14-10. Now, although Southern lost, this was not considered a conference game. This was a non-conference opponent for them. And it still doesn't take away the sting and effect that this is going to have on Jag Nation. Well, a lot of great expectations from Jag Nation, and this is not the start that they were anticipating. So we'll see how Coach Dooley and the Jags rebound after their loss to Alabama State. The Grambling State Tigers fell in a close one to Hampton by the score of 35-31. See how the Tigers will rebound in their next opponents. which, by the way, who lost on Sunday night to FSU. Of course, I'm talking about the LSU Tigers. So it's all kind of stumbling coming out the gates in the start of this collegiate football season. But there was also another, what I'm going to call stumbling out of the gate, and that was Mississippi Valley faced off against Central State in the Chicago Classic. Mississippi Valley came up short, losing by a field goal with 7 seconds remaining on the clock, for that final score coming out to 24-21. Mississippi Valley will have a bye this weekend. They'll next be in action on September 16th against Delta State. Alcorn fell victim to Vanderbilt. They'll now get ready to take on Stephen F. Austin this coming Saturday, 6 p.m. in Nacogdoches, Texas. Bethune-Cookman fell to the Memphis Tigers. They'll now get ready to take on Savannah State, 3 p.m. this coming Saturday. Now, another intriguing game this week, at least for us here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, is the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff will be taking on Tennessee State. Of course, Pine Bluff coming off that loss to Tulsa. They'll get ready to see if they can rebound against the Tennessee State Tigers, who, by the way, are recovering off a sound beating by Notre Dame, losing by the score of 56-3. Now, of course, we'll go in more detail this week with our football guru, coaching guru, Coach Van Pettaway, as we'll break down and tally our picks throughout the week. Meanwhile, we want to encourage you guys to help support us with our partnership drive with this popcorn sale. Visit that website, obnradio.com. At the very top of the page, you'll see the link for the pop-up store where you can go and make your purchase, get some quality popcorn while helping us maintain our broadcasting schedule and investing in our student-led broadcast team. It is absolutely a labor of love for us here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. So help us to reinvest back into these broadcasters of the future. Visit that website, obnradio.com. Going back to reflecting over this 38th annual Labor Day Classic, a lot of good to take from the game, a lot of tuning up that can be done from the game. As we mentioned, the Panthers will be getting ready to take on Abilene Christian, while the Texas Southern Tigers will go on to take on Toledo. So that is going to be a tall order for the Tigers rebounding off of this. But one thing I want to mention before I wrap up on today, the attendance mentioned for the Labor Day Classic was 17,000 plus in a stadium that holds roughly 22,500 people, which is an indication that the stadium was only 77% to capacity. Why is that? I don't know, but that is part of some of the things that we as a conference, as fan bases, are going to have to find a way to overcome. We cannot and will not be allowed to rely on money games outside our conference much longer, and the charity does begin at home with us being able to fill our own seats. Now, if this were the case of being on the Hill, 17,000 would have equated to standing room only because of the capacity of 15,000 at Prairie View Panther Stadium. However, this game, as important as it is, as huge of a rivalry as it is, should be overflowing each time these teams get together. But we'll talk about that a little bit down the road and some things that could possibly help challenge or answer to the challenge of attending these games. But for right now, I want you guys to sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend. Have some good barbecue, good conversation. It's just good old fun. Remembering that there were many people who have given sacrifices for us to have the freedoms that we enjoy. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Don't forget, make that popcorn purchase. We need you. We're counting on you. Become a listening partner. We need you. We're counting on you. Until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.